If you're a new YouTuber and you're having trouble getting views on your videos, or you want to level up the amount of views that you're getting on your YouTube videos, I'm gonna tell you 3 different things to focus on. And if you focus on these 3 things, everything's going to change for you. And look, when I tell you what these things are, your brain is going to say, oh, I've heard that before, but I want you to listen to the details around each of the items that I'm going to be talking to you about. And we're starting right now with tip number 1, your ability to get clicks in all of YouTube's different traffic sources. Not just YouTube search, not just YouTube homepages, not just suggested videos, not just your subscription feed, but you gotta focus on being able to grab people's attention everywhere. I'm actually gonna grab my chair because we're gonna talk this out. So on YouTube, you have the main traffic sources, or the pages on YouTube where the most views come from. Those pages are YouTube Home, Up Next, and Suggested Videos, and of course, YouTube Search. Depending on what you watch or what you read, you're going to see different information about the value of each one of those traffic sources, but I'm gonna go ahead and tell you what that is so you don't even have to watch or read anything in order to get this. First, let's talk about YouTube Search. YouTube Search is where people are actively looking for your videos. So it's really easy to get clicks there because people are looking for the content that you made. They're already interested in the topic when the page loads, and because of that, it's really easy to get views in YouTube Search. In fact, if you are a brand new content creator and you're having trouble getting traction in general, going after YouTube Search is a great place to start. And the reason for that is because every single person that's looking for your type of content is a good fit for your type of content. And if those people go and they interact with your content through YouTube Search in terms of that's the way that they find you, if the person that finds your video in YouTube Search enjoys your video, then that helps train YouTube's system on who is and who is not a good fit for your content when they are recommending it to people through the other features that we're gonna be talking about. So because of that, going after YouTube Search when you're first getting started is a great thing to do because it's a good foot in the door when you're first learning how to get people to click on what it is that you're doing and you're learning how to put videos together. In addition to that, if your videos do show up in YouTube Search, then it's also possible that your videos will show up in Google and other textual search engines, which then also increases your reach into other places that people go in order to find what it is that you've made. But the downside of YouTube Search is that you have to wait for people to search for your content and then find it and then enjoy the content from there. So because of that, when you are going after YouTube Search, it's more of a long game. And at the time of publish, you can't really expect a lot because you still have to wait for people to search for what it is that you've made. But when it comes to YouTube Search, I'm gonna show you here in just a little bit how to actually see exactly how you're performing in YouTube Search compared to everything else. But for now, let's move on to the next page on YouTube, which would be YouTube homepages. YouTube homepages are part of their recommendation system. And what that means is YouTube is recommending your content to people when they log onto YouTube or when they're just interacting with the platform on a computer, TV, mobile device, or any way that people access YouTube. Recommendation features also include suggested videos, which we're gonna talk about next, but for right now, we're focusing on home pages. Okay, so when you're trying to get attention on YouTube's homepage, here's what you need to make sure that you're thinking about. People that are finding you in YouTube Search are looking for what it is that you've made, but the people that YouTube is showing your content to in their recommendation system, those people are not looking for what it is that you've made. So because of that, you need to be able to grab their attention and pull them into your content while they weren't even expecting to watch your content in the first place. Because of that hurdle, YouTube's recommendation system is the hardest to get traffic from. However, it is the most bountiful traffic source in terms of speed if you're trying to get views quickly. But when you're trying to get those impulse views from YouTube's recommendation system, specifically home, one thing that you have to make sure that you're thinking about is how is your thumbnail grabbing someone's attention? And more importantly, how is your thumbnail helping the person that you're trying to reach identify that your video has something to do with something that they are interested in? As part of this, for your thumbnail and title combination on YouTube Home, here's some things that you need to make sure that you're thinking about and just a verbal or mental exercise that you need to run through with every thumbnail and title that you make. 1, if somebody logged onto YouTube on their phone, their computer, their TV, and YouTube recommended my content to them on their homepage, what about my thumbnail would help the person that I'm trying to reach identify that it's something that they care about? If you can't define what that thing is, then keep working on it and don't publish your video until you can define what that thing is. Because if you can't define it, then the person on the receiving end of that isn't going to be compelled to click on it, and they're probably just gonna skim over it in the first place. But as part of that, you wanna make sure that you are thinking to yourself, okay, what one thing in this thumbnail, if there was just one thing that I could grab their attention with, or just one point of focus in my thumbnail, what would that be? If you're a food channel, that focus might be just a picture of the food. If you're a gamer, that focus might be a a character in the game, very large and prominent, or it might be a game logo. If you're making tech content, that focus could be the actual device that you're talking about. If you're doing entertainment content, then it gets a little bit more complicated, because with the entertainment content, of course, it's gonna come down to the specific type of entertainment content that you're doing. If it's something like a prank, then you wanna make sure that things are big enough to where people can see what is getting ready to happen with the prank in your thumbnail. If you're doing other types of entertainment content, some entertainment content has like a stylistic look to it to where you can easily identify that it's some type of entertainment content just based on the Photoshop treatment of the person's face, the colors used, things like that. When it comes to the thumbnail, they just are typically just super overdone and extremely vibrant. If you're doing educational content of some kind, then making sure that whatever it is that you are teaching people, make sure that something about that is also easily identifiable, but you get the idea. You wanna make sure that you're just picking one clear focus for your thumbnail and making sure that the attention is going directly to that thing first. The next question that you wanna ask yourself when you're looking at your thumbnail by itself, when you're trying to get traffic from the homepage of YouTube, is you wanna think to yourself, okay, if I have the thing that I'm focusing them on, is there anything that I'm adding to the thumbnail that would actually take away from the thing that I'm trying to get them to focus on? For example, if you put a picture of a delicious cake as your thumbnail because you're a food channel, but then you cover it up with a bunch of text, then it makes it really difficult for somebody to see at a glance that it's a cake. If you're a gamer and you're using one of the characters as the main thing that's gonna grab attention to the image, but then you have other elements in your thumbnail that are super bright, way brighter than that particular character that's gonna actually grab that viewer's attention that's interested in that thing, then in that particular case, you wanna make sure that, again, those colors aren't gonna be the thing that's going to draw their attention to where it's going to obscure their view of the character or the thing that's actually going to help them identify that that video is about that game. When it comes to YouTube homepages, there is a tool that can help you with this. It's called TubeSpanner, and they actually have a thumbnail preview tool where you can see what your thumbnails look like embedded into the homepage of YouTube, so you can just get an idea of how your thumbnails stand out on YouTube Home. I'll put a link to TubeSpanner down in the description if you're interested in that. Now, the next thing about getting clicks from YouTube homepages is the title that you're using as well. So when it comes to your thumbnail and title, you always want to make sure that you're thinking of how they work together to win the click. So the thumbnail grabs the attention, the title is the thing that pulls them through, and in some cases, your thumbnail can cause them to click directly as well, but you want to always think about how they work together, because you have two different things that you can use for context and to entice people to click on your content. So for the title itself, what you want to think about is, first, are the words that would help that person understand what this video is about and why it would matter to them, are those words as close to the front of the title as possible? The reason you want to think about this is because YouTube truncates titles or cuts off titles on YouTube Home. They do the same in suggested videos. So because of that, if your title is too long, then they're going to cut information off. So you need to make sure that whatever words would help the people that you're trying to reach know that your video is about that thing. You want to make sure that you're putting those words as close to the front of the title as possible. If you do that, it will help them get the context that they need to make the quick decision to click on what it is that you made. Another thing you want to make sure you're doing when it comes to your title is you want to make sure that, just like you were doing with the thumbnail, that you also define exactly what about your title or your thumbnail and title combination would be compelling enough for the person that you're trying to reach to click on your video. So you want to think about, okay, does this title create some type of curiosity gap? Or is this title informative enough? Or is there something compelling about this title? And if so, what exactly is it that's compelling that if you were to see it, that you would say, oh yeah, I need to see this video. Not just, oh yeah, hey, this looks like something that may be interesting, but oh, I need to watch this video. That's what you want to make sure that you're going for when you are writing titles for your videos. Next is suggested video. And again, I'm going to show you where you can see all of this stuff right here in a second, so you can actually look at your click-through rate, average view duration, things like that per all these different pages. I'm going to show you where that's at here in just a second. But for suggested videos, here's what you want to make sure that you're thinking about as well. First, remember that thing that we were focusing on the home pages that we're making big enough and that we're putting the focus on so that the people that we're trying to reach with our content, so they can identify that it has something to do with that, so that they can know that it's something they're interested in and click on it. The same exact thing applies to suggested videos, but the difference is in suggested videos, in some places on YouTube and on some devices, they come up small. So because of that, it's a really good practice to make sure that you do look at your thumbnails at a smaller size, so you can make sure sure that that same information still translates well when YouTube is showing your content next to other videos on YouTube. Now, I know they're experimenting right now with a different layout for the YouTube watch page on desktop computers where it shows suggested videos right underneath the video that's being played, which is awesome because it makes them a little bit bigger and a little bit more prominent. However, on all of the other places where they do come out smaller, and really even in that case, you just want to make sure that the thing that you're trying to get people to focus on is big enough that it can still be clearly understood that the video is about that particular thing. And when it comes to the titles, the same exact thing applies that we were talking about before, where you want to make sure that the most important things are at the front of the title so that when YouTube cuts the titles off next to other videos, that people can still clearly see what it is that your video is about so they can make the choice to click on it or not. Now, in order to see exactly how people are responding to your content from the different pages on YouTube, here's what you need to do. Step one is log into your YouTube Creator Studio. Then you want to click on the Content tab. From there, pick whatever video you want to dig into. Then you want to click on Analytics over on the left-hand side. From there, up in the top right-hand side, you want to click into Advanced Mode. And then the second tab over that you're going to see is called Traffic Source. You want to click on that. And then if you scroll down, this is going to show you where all of your views are coming from on YouTube. You're going to be able to see the watch time generated from each traffic source, the average view duration, the impressions that you're getting, which if you are new to YouTube, an impression is where YouTube shows your content to somebody on the platform. So if you see 100, that means that YouTube has shown your content to 100 people in that particular page. And you're also going to be able to see your impressions click-through rate, which is basically your ability to convert people from the different pages on YouTube into your video. It's how many times people have clicked compared to the amount of times that YouTube has showed your content to those people. If you see that you're doing great in YouTube search, but bad everywhere else, that means that you're aligning great when people are looking for you, but not so much when it comes to grabbing people's attention from home pages and suggested videos. If you see that you're performing well everywhere except suggested videos, then you have to make sure that you are looking at your content at a small size, making sure that everything in your thumbnails is prominent and easy to see at a small size, as well as your title. And it could also mean that you need to work on the compellingness of your video as well if you're not getting much attention from suggested videos. And when it comes to the home pages, same exact thing applies. If you notice that you are just not getting any activity on home pages, then you need to make sure that you are going through the exercises that we talked about a little bit earlier. Okay, so the next thing that we're gonna talk about is audience retention. So when it comes to audience retention, this is a report on exactly how people are responding to your videos and how your videos compare with other videos on the platform of a similar length. What you want to look for in your audience retention reports are problem areas. So you want to look for places in your video where people are leaving, and you can find that by just looking for drops in your audience retention. You can also see where people are skipping by looking for kind of dips in your audience retention reports. You can see where people are rewinding to see things again by spikes in your audience retention reports. When people share your content externally at a specific timestamp, if it gets a lot of views from that external source, then you can also see spikes because of those sorts of things as well. But the main thing that you want to look for is the dips and the areas where people are holding or not leaving the video. You can identify that by a straight line. When you study this particular graph with every video that you publish, it's going to help you make better videos. But here's the thing, you have to be open to the information that you're receiving and say, hey, if people are leaving in this part, even though I like doing that particular thing, or even though that particular part of the video is something that I thought would be cool, if people aren't responding to it, then it's gonna help you if you cut out those types of things. And by cut out, I don't mean use the YouTube editor to cut them out. By cut out, I just mean in the next videos that you publish, just don't do those things. When it comes to the compared to other videos option, the reason that you want to use that one is because it shows you how competitive you are. So if you find that you are underperforming compared to other videos of similar length, then that means that you got to work on all of your video because everybody else is beating you out currently. If you notice that certain parts of your video you're getting beat out, then in that case, you just have to try to make those particular parts of your videos better on future videos that you publish. But that graph itself can give you tons of insight into why your videos are not performing well if you are having problems getting views on your videos. There's also another graph that's part of your audience retention reports that a lot of creators don't know about yet if they're not in there looking at this all the time, and it's called detailed activity. This is a really cool feature because because if you combine this with the absolute audience retention, the one that is related directly to your video, and then you mix in the detailed activity, this is great because it really starts to help you understand, hey, a lot of people are leaving my video in this particular part, so I gotta get it together. But in order to find this specific report so that you can learn exactly how people are responding so you can fix problem areas, what you wanna do is you wanna go into your Creator Studio again, then go into your Content tab again, and then select whatever videos you want to explore. And then once you are in there, click into Analytics. And then if you just scroll down that first page that you see, you're going to see a graph going across the bottom with your video on top of it. If you click into the option there to see more, then you're gonna see the drop downs and you're gonna see the more detailed information about exactly how people are responding. Okay, now the next thing we're gonna talk about is what happens when people are interacting with your videos, because this is another thing that can help you get more views. So when people are clicking on your videos at a competitive rate for the platform and they're enjoying your content at a competitive rate for the platform, then you're gonna end up getting more views just by default because people are enjoying your content more, which is what YouTube wants. However, you can also amplify that when people are doing additional things with your content, because in addition to somebody enjoying your video, YouTube also wants direct engagement from them as well. Watch time counts as engagement, but so do other factors. For example, even though there are technical aspects to it in terms of how often people like videos and things like that, when people are liking your videos, that is a very positive signal for YouTube that people are enjoying your content. So because of that, it's helpful to either add a graphic or invite people to like your video. So for example, if you're finding value out of this, make sure you give it a thumbs up because it'll help me out. But what you want to do is you want to just add a graphic or just simply ask people to like your video, kind of like I just did. In addition to that, if people subscribe to your channel at a high rate, that's also a positive signal because it demonstrates that people are enjoying your content. So make sure you're asking people to subscribe in a non-intrusive way. And of course, you can use a graphic for this as well if you would like. But the important part of this is those two things are really easy. There's not a lot of action that somebody needs to do. They just have to press a button or tap a button if they're on a mobile device. The difference comes when people are watching more of your content because that takes more of their time. So what you want to get really good at, in addition to getting as many people as possible to the end of your videos, is getting people to click on your end screens and go watch more of your videos. So when you're putting your videos together, thinking about that entire viewer experience can make a really big difference from you when it comes to how your videos perform on YouTube. But in order to find how people are responding to your end screens, what you want to do is you want to go back into your analytics just at the video level, like I showed you in the last one. But instead of going into the audience retention reports, you want to go over to the engagement tab. Once you're in the engagement tab, you're going to see in-screen element click rate. They're going to show you your channel average, and then they're going to show you exactly how people responded to this video. So what you need to do as part of your study and as part of your experimentation and implementation is you want to make sure that you are trying to get as many people as possible to watch an additional video. And here's how you do that. As your video is coming to an end, do not let the viewer know that your video is coming to an end. So for example, instead of saying, and that's why I thought this, or that concludes our trip too, and that's how you do XYZ, or anything like that that suggests to the viewer that your video is complete, instead of that, build up that click to the next video like this. Just so you know, I'm going to demonstrate to you how to do this by actually doing it. So here we go. If you enjoyed this video on 3 things that new YouTubers can do to get more views, then you're probably a new YouTuber. So because of that, there's probably a lot of tools that help you out on this journey that you probably aren't even aware of yet. I just recently made a video about all the tools that I use for my YouTube channel that can really help you grow your YouTube channel and manage everything it is that you're doing on YouTube. Go ahead and click here right now to check out that video. That's how you do it, is you build up why they should click on that video. And by the way, go ahead and click on that video so you can check out those tools, because that was my version of that. I just kind of slowed it down for you. So go ahead and click into that now. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.